Paul, let's talk a little bit more about Sabrina Ionescu on Sunday. What are your expectations for her? Because she put up 33, 7, and 7 in her last game. It was only her second game in the WNBA.
She is a bucket getter. Let me tell you, she might be in the wrong bubble. She could be getting buckets in the bubble in Orlando. I'm telling you, she's that good. She is a bucket getter.
Thanks.
All right, guys, a Kings player has been cleared to play tonight against the Spurs after an inconclusive COVID test result on Wednesday. This is from sources telling our Woj and Mark Spears. Subsequent tests were negative, so he quarantined for 2 days. Perk, what does this news tell you? He had basically a positive that they've decided was a false positive 2 days ago, quarantined for 2 days, 2 more negative tests, and now he's cleared.
Look, you gotta do a better job of testing, young fella, or whoever it was. You gotta stick the Q-tip all the way up your nose. Like, let's get it right. But look, the thing is that we gotta follow these rules. The NBA has done a great job. We have 0 tests positive. Let's go. We gotta keep this bubble clean. Basketball is back rolling. We gotta make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's. Let's go.
Look, unfortunately, NBA officials are not scientists. Some of these tests do have false positives. They're just doing the best they can here. I want to get to the Pacers because Coach Nate McMillan said the team won't know Victor Oladipo's status, and they just won't know until game time. This is the Pacers' first game of the restart. Paul, do you think he will be out on the floor?
I think Oladipo will be out there. I mean, he traveled all the way down to Orlando, to the bubble. He brought all his stuff. He participated in the scrimmages. He looked good in the scrimmages, so he's been practicing. I expect him to be out there to help his team out.
Yeah, I think so too. Look, you down there, you feeling good. If you know, in his heart he want to play, I think he should give it a shot. You know, if he's feeling great and he's feeling healthy, go out there and help it. Look, the Pacers are a scary team, right? They are a scary team. They got a lot of dangerous weapons, a lot of underrated players that could put the ball in the bucket, and they're well coached. Anything could happen in the bubble. Anything. Give it a shot.
Certainly they are a different team with Victor out on the floor. And guys, we've got good games on ESPN tonight. In honor of that, we're going to play a little Friday edition of Jump Ball. This is so much fun to be able to talk about again. Paul, first up, who is a better bet to win the East? The Bucks or the field? Because they're in action.
Man, I'm not sure if I got confidence. There's a blueprint on how to stop Giannis, and Toronto showed that. So I'm taking the field. I'm taking the field. There's too many teams in the field that I like. There's too many teams in the field that I like that I think are capable of beating the Bucks. If I had to place my money down, like you see on the dice table, give me the field.
Perky with him?
Hey, listen, I'm rolling with P. I'm taking the field. Rachel, there's too many teams, like Paul said, in the East. And guess what? That could compete with the Bucks and beat the Bucks. And listen, players in the NBA do not fear Giannis. They're not scared of them. They're ready for that matchup. They do not fear Milwaukee, period, point blank. And I said this before. I don't know who's Milwaukee robbing. I don't know if it's Chris Middleton or Eric Bledsoe, because both of those guys do not show up in the playoffs.
Woo, I don't know, guys. Look, I'm going to give all respect to the defending champs. They're the defending champs until someone knocks them off. But I also got to give all respect to the Bucks. That team has rolled all season. They've got a 2-time about-to-be-named MVP at their helm. Man, you're both surprising me today. I want to move on to the late game of the night on ESPN. That's the game I'm going to be on the sidelines for, the Mavericks versus the Rockets. So who do you guys trust more in the playoffs, Luka Doncic or James Harden? Kendrick, what do you got?
Oh, Rachel, this is not even a question. First of all, we cannot put Luka in this conversation because he haven't even been to the NBA playoffs. We're talking about James Harden. Listen, people can say what they want, but he has battled in the Western Conference against about 3 or 4 times against arguably one of the greatest teams of all time and took them to 6 or 7 games. James Harden has been in the conversation, the MVP conversation, for 9 years straight. We're talking about one of the most prolific scorers to ever play the game of basketball. We will never see another James Harden. He's battle-tested. He has been to the finals. He's been to multiple Western Conference finals. Give me James Harden.
Yeah, I got to go with James Harden. You know, until you're proven, until you get under those lights, it's a different game in the playoffs. And I got to go with James Harden. He's been there. He's been to the finals. He's been MVP. I know he's had some rough outings and some crucial games in the playoffs, but I got to go with what I know, and that's James Harden.
And by the way, James Harden has never entered the playoffs with 4 months of rest. So the idea that he often or sometimes can run out of gas might not be a factor this time around. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.